How you doing?
There you go, Brando. We're good. All right, questions?
Aaron, is it sustainable to keep running Bear as much as you're running him right
No,
now?
no, we just had to do it for that one game. It was that was our weather plan.
Also, it was.
That was our weather game plan. Yeah, we had two separate call sheets, one for good weather, one for bad weather, and after the rain delay, we went to plan B.
I also wanted to ask you, 11 minutes to go, you're down 10, and you guys ground 7 minutes off that clock. Was it a calculated deal to?
Absolutely, yeah, yeah. We we have an analytics book that gives us an idea of how many possessions are left in the game. We're down 2 scores, and thought as a staff and as the players managed that pretty darn well. We left them with 18 seconds left at the end of the game, tied the game with 18 seconds left. It was exactly as we planned. Yeah.
At what rate do you go with analytics?
Uh,
Your decision, everything.
I don't know any teams in college football that don't. I mean, yeah, it guides most of the decisions we make in a game as far as strategy. It doesn't, not every play call is,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, I learned about it first at Utah up the road with Coach Witt. It's
You've been on both sides of the rivalry as a coach, player now, and then a coach again at BYU. How does Kalani and the culture that he's established here compare to your time coaching at Utah and maybe the differences between the two?
um, I don't really know. I'm not sure. Say that again.
How does Kalani prepare the team for the rivalry game that's maybe different than Whittingham does, and the culture that he's established here, just the differences and the mindset for the rivalry game?
I don't think there's much of a difference. Both teams know it's a really important game. I think both teams know it's not just a regular game, and so yeah, there's not much difference.
Personally, Aaron, since you were there, what does the game mean to you? Is it any more important to you than any other game?
Well, yeah, it's important every year because it's a huge game. I've been involved in it, I think, 21 times. I think this is my 22nd time as a player or coach, and I think I counted today 9 or 10 of those came down to the last possession or the last play, so about half the time. But it's a huge game. The whole state's into it. I've been following it my whole life. Have coached on both sides of it, and I always did everything I could to help my team win, and it's fun.
The familiarity between these two staffs, does it give an advantage one way or the other, in your opinion?
No, it's a tricky thing. We're both of us know each other so well. It's sort of like I compare it to like a game 7 of an NBA playoff series where you've just you know each other so well that last game is just we know that they know that we know that they know. It's one of those kind of things. You can outsmart yourself sometimes, and the players just have to go out and make plays and execute.
When you guys beat them in 2021 here, what did that kind of mean for the program coming the day after you got the Big 12 invite? What do you recall about that particular game?
Well, I just remember Jaron Hall. I was really remember Jaron Hall being a really good leader for our team, and I remember more just relationships with players than I do about how I felt after the game or anything like that. But yeah, that's I just remember Jaron Hall.
The play call to Bear looked like he was going to throw one for a touchdown. Was that a design run or was he supposed to pass?
The last touchdown of the game, he can throw it or run it in, and so we have he had 2 choices.
Bear's not one of those guys that's grown up in the rivalry like so much of this team has, where they're from the state of Utah, or familiarity with some guys coming over from Utah to this roster. How do you want Bear to handle this game? Do you want him to treat it like it's just another game? Do you want him to treat it like it's the game? It's what the fan bases think of this matchup?
Well, it's not just another game, so you can't do that. But you have to, you have to play the position with poise, and you have to prepare the same way you do every week. And I think a big part of this game is controlling your emotions and just staying within the system at quarterback. You got to stay within the system and be ready to execute against a really good defense.
Why was it important to you to get Matt Mitchell back here after he was here and then he went to Baylor?
I just think Matt's a really good coach, and we had a good working relationship before, and he's done a really good job with our quarterbacks. He does a lot to help me out, and help out our staff. He's an excellent coach.
Talk about the benefit it was for Bear to have to go through Saturday night situation in coming back and going through overtime for a freshman quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a freshman, he's 6 games into his career. Every single game, he's having experiences that are happening for the first time. He's having learning experiences, and as those experiences accrue, you gain growth, and then it's year 2, year 3 where veteran quarterbacks go, oh, yeah, I've seen this before. I've already been through that. So we're still growing with him, and he had a couple mistakes the other night that were things that first-time things, and so what we're trying to do is keep growing those things, and there'll be some more things this game that he hasn't seen before as well.
How do you feel like this team has grown thus far in this
Next.
season? How does the group has grown thus far in this season?
I think we're improving every week. I see areas of improvement. I see players stepping up. I think we're a balanced team. I think you got to respect the run and the pass with us, and we're just looking for a little bit of improvement each week.
You guys have lost the turnover
He's
battle.
up. He's up. Sorry.
Have you ever coached a player this young that's mentally bounced back time and time week after week like this?
No, he's a pretty mature kid. Yeah, for a young guy, I'm impressed with how not bothered he is by any situation, and how easily he bounces back from a mistake. Yeah, it doesn't bother him.
You guys have lost the turnover battle each of the last 2 games.
Yeah.
How do you make sure that doesn't happen in a rivalry game where it seems like the turnovers are magnified compared to other games?
Super important. You're right, because a week ago I was standing here saying, we're not going to freak out about that yet, but 2 games in a row, that's a problem, and so we have to nip that in the bud now. Turnover margin will probably be probably be the deciding factor in this game. It'll be, if not the deciding factor, it'll be up there. It's super important in every game. We have to take care of the football, and I'm sure they're trying to do the same thing, and both defenses are trying to get takeaways, and that's the name of the game.
After watching all of the film, what did you like about what Preston Rex showed you last week?
He was not, the moment wasn't too big for him. He went out and did what we expected him to do. He did what he's been doing in practice, and we're going to keep bringing him along and getting him more and more involved, especially with Sione being out.
Last question. How about your offensive line? They played so well this year, last few weeks. Talk a little bit about how they've helped so far.
Yeah, they're doing a good job. I thought they played well last game. We ran the ball well against a really tough defense that I think the most rushing yards they'd given up was like 111, and then we had no sacks. So they did a good job in that game. Whole new challenge this week. I mean, these guys are good. This is a really tough defense, and everybody has a lot to prove in this game.
Anything else? All right, thank
Okay.
you.
Yep. All right. It's good to see everybody.
Where am I at? Okay, we got Carson now. All the way up to the place, Carson.
Right here? Yep. Sir. Sir. Second best.
Second best?
Dr. Man's got the best mustache.
Okay. Yeah,
Come on now.
That's all right. Fire away, Dr. Schuyler.
All right, Carson, this is a big week, obviously. And how many of your former teammates have texted you or reached out, or has any?
None yet. I mean, we've been talking a couple times throughout the season, just guys that I was friends with out there from high school and from when I was there. So we keep in touch a little bit. Haven't talked much this week. Probably won't. Probably just stay away from each other, prepare, and then we'll see each other after the game. So.
You played in this rivalry game, and then obviously you played in the UCLA-USC rivalry game. How would you say the BYU-Utah rivalry stacks up to the UCLA-USC rivalry matchup?
I mean, this rivalry is, it's a game that it's something like I've never been a part of before. It's a hostile rivalry, like with both sides, they hate each other, and it's crazy because a lot of us, we're family, friends, old teammates, like we all know each other, and so that's what makes it more fun for me too, is because like you're going up against your brother in some cases, or friends, guys you've been friends with a long time, and guys from high school that I went with, and so it makes it more fun, guys you get to see all the time, you get to talk trash to, and it gives you that bragging rights for the rest of the year. So it's an exciting game, and I can't wait for it.
How do you take the emotion out of a game like this? Because at the end of the day, I mean, this isn't just another game, right? It's a rivalry and everything. But at the end of the day, you kind of have to, in some ways, treat it like, go out there and play football on Saturday, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. All it comes down to is like you try to make it something more than it is. And, you can't take that away that it is a rivalry, like you said, but you just got to go on, just treat it like another football game, just play your game and just trust your process and, whatever will work out for the best. So, any else?
Your season just so far to date, kind of the first 6 weeks of the year, or 6 games, I guess, 7 weeks of the year, just how would you kind of evaluate yourself? Because it seems like you've really come out firing on maybe not all cylinders, but a lot of cylinders.
I thought it's been a really good season so far. I'm really happy with how I've done. I think I can always do better. There's a lot of room for improvement, in all aspects of my game, and that's what I'm always striving for. But I'm really happy with myself being able to affect the game in a lot of different ways, in the run game, blocking, pass blocking, catching the ball too. It's one of the reasons I came here, and it's something that I'm really happy that I've developed and hope to continue to develop for the rest of the season.
How have you seen Kalani and this coaching staff and some of your teammates here, just the way the rivalry is talked about this season, this week, as opposed to last year when you were at Utah?
I mean, for both sides, it's a big deal. It's a big game. So, you want to go out, you want to win that game, and you got to give it your all. So we try to treat it like every other game, not to, make it something more than it is and just make it another game for us. So just keep our same routine, our same process, and not try to be different from who we are. Just keep trusting what got us 6-0 so far and hopefully get to the 7-0.
How much are you guys embracing? You guys are undefeated, but yet you guys are viewed as the underdog in this one. How much are you embracing that in this game?
I mean, we always love being underlooked. That's how usually it is here at BYU, and it's how it's kind of been for a lot of our games this year. Well, some of our games. So, we embrace that, and we'll just take it with a grain of salt, honestly. Just go, we know what kind of team we are, so we'll be out ready to play.
Carson, when you decided to come here, how important was Aaron Roderick and his offense in your decision?
It was a big part of it, talking with them and Coach Gilbride and how they wanted to use me and their system as a tight end is something that I really seen myself being as, and I'm really happy with how I've been able to be utilized this year as a tight end. And, it's really helped me develop my game, just getting the reps and be able to learn from great coaches who've been in the NFL and who've played at that level, coached at that level. And so it's been giving me a lot of opportunities to get better as a player.
Carson, have you seen anything on tape this week that would have you get excited for the tight end position?
I mean, yeah, we got a lot of stuff, drawn in for the tight ends and for all the positions. So we're going to be hopefully getting some balls today, get some good blocks. And so, I know those guys up there, so I'm excited to go up against them.
Is the vibe on campus down here the same as it was in Salt Lake?
Yeah.
The rivalry game, kind of the same
yeah.
vibe or atmosphere, feel?
Yeah, no, everyone's excited for this game. Both up there we were excited to play these guys, and being here now, it's it's another instance of that's our home same team from up north, and so we're just excited to play them too.
Any other questions? All right, thanks.
Thank you guys.
Thanks, bud. Thanks, Carson. How's your grandpa?